Welcome back to my channel. I am Unstoppable. I am Dr. Tom Wallen, and guys, we're finally here. It's week 16 of the DDPY Positively Unstoppable Challenge. Our challenge is officially over. Now, in this week's episode, I'm going to break this up into a series of different episodes. Each episode is going to have a little bit of a different topic. The first episode, the one that you're going to be watching right now, is going to be a review of the final week. And I'm going to be reviewing all my results. So that's going to include all my body measurements, the body composition testing that I had done at the end, and I will show you my final photos. And I am absolutely just so excited to do so because I've worked so hard to get to the point where I'm at right now. Now, there's also going to be a video which I'm going to title The Secret to My Transformation. And there's something that I can 100% tell you that is the reason why I was able to perform my transformation, and it's not what you think. So I can't wait to tell you guys about that. And then probably the last episode is going to be a summary. I'm just going to kind of just shut down this channel and shut down this series of videos, and I wanted to kind of just give you some of my thoughts about the process of what it took, for the 16 weeks to get from where I was before to where I am today, and kind of close that out, kind of tell you how I'm feeling. So before I get started with the results, if you can, make sure you leave a comment in the comment box below. Tell me, how did you guys end up with your week 16 of this challenge? So for those of you who have been watching this channel, there's two recurring things that I kept saying over and over and over throughout the contest. The one was the mantra that I have a contest to win. So I use that mantra every single day to keep my mind as sharp as possible, keep my mind on the prize, that every single action that I'd be taking over these 16 weeks was specific to my goals. And I was able to use that as a really, really positive motivator. Now, the other thing that you've heard me say over and over is May 24th at 11 a.m. And that was the day and the time that I was getting my after photos taken. So my entire week leading up, week 16, was leading up to that time and that date. At that moment, I needed to be as prepared as possible to take my after photos to show off all of the hard work that I've been performing. And you guys who've been watching my channel know how hard I've been working. Now, to be honest with you, the entire 16 weeks was leading up to that one moment, May 24th at 11 a.m. And I feel like I didn't let myself down, and you'll be able to see that in a few minutes when I show you guys my photos. So week 16 started off, one of the first things I did during the week was I got my in-body body composition scan done. This is the last one that I'd be doing for the contest. I did one every month, so I have 4 results. The last time I had it done was 4/22/19. I had this one done on 5/21/19, so it was about 4 weeks. The results were pretty outstanding for the last month of the contest. I made some just outrageous gains that I didn't think was possible. So the very last month of the contest, I was able to lose another 8.7 pounds of scale weight. 9.4 pounds of that was body fat mass, with an increase of 0.9% of my lean body mass. My skeletal muscle mass went up to 111.8. My body fat mass went down to 24.3, which was 9.4 pounds of body fat mass during that time period. My body fat percentage reduced to 11.1%. That was a reduction of 3.8% over the last month. Now, at that point, I thought 15% was the lowest that I would ever get in my entire life, and I was able to actually reach 11.1%. When you see my after photos, some people have commented that more than likely because of the depletion, I probably actually even surpassed that. I was probably closer to 10% for my final photographs. So over the course of the contest, over the 16 weeks, my total weight, according to these testing, was I went from 238.3 pounds to 218.8 pounds, with a reduction of 19.5 pounds of body weight. My skeletal muscle mass started at 111.1 pounds and it ended at 111.8 pounds, which is a 0.7 pound gain in skeletal muscle mass. My body fat percentage started at 19.0. It ended at 11.1%. 6%, which was a decrease in 7.9% of my body fat. Overall, I lost 20.9 pounds of body fat mass off of my body. Now, on my scale at home, I started the contest around 238 pounds as well. I ended on the day of my photographs at 211 pounds. The lowest I can't remember the last time I've ever been even remotely close to that. So the other thing that's very important as well that I wanted to mention was my extracellular water and my total body water. It started off at 0.372. It ended at 0.373. So that proves that all of the gains, the muscle mass gain and the fat loss, water did not play a role in that. So if I had lost just a whole bunch of water, it would have reflected in that. So it does show that I'm still not sure how this was even possible, but over the course of 16 weeks, it's very, very, very difficult to eat in a caloric deficit enough to lose body fat and actually increase your skeletal muscle mass or even maintain your skeletal muscle mass. And because of my meticulous diet, and I want to stress that it was meticulous, I didn't have a single cheat day. I didn't miss a single meal. I didn't miss a single macro or a single calorie. Day after day after day, 119 days consecutively. That, I think, was the key to why I was able to lose so much fat and still maintain muscle mass. And also the workouts, there's the high intensity working out that I was doing. I was lifting a lot of heavy weights and I was performing yoga almost every single day. And the combination of those two things just was outstanding for my results. So now that we're talking about results, the rest of the week went as follows. So as the week went on, after that, I was finishing up my depletion diet. So what I was doing for that last week was I was water loading at the very beginning of the week, and I depleted all of my carbohydrates out of my diet. So I was eating very, very low carbohydrates. I was doing what's called glycogen depletion while increasing my water intake. And then slowly throughout the week, I was slowly reducing my water intake and I was increasing my carbohydrate intake. And that still wasn't a lot of carbs. I was basically just consuming tilapia and chicken breast and asparagus and spinach and eggs. That's basically all I had in my diet for that last week leading up to the competition. Leading up to the end of the competition. So what that was doing was slowly throughout the week there, I was shedding as much water off my physique as possible. And at the very end, we were adding some carbohydrates in the form of some white rice and some rice cakes. And by doing so, it's called glycogen loading. So I was eating these carbohydrates. I was loading my muscles with glycogen. It was giving me a much fuller appearance, and it was giving my muscles a much more round and hard look. And it worked really, really, really well. I still can't believe how great my photos came out. 2 days before I did the photo shoot, I had a spray tan done, again to accentuate my physique. And then it came to May 24th, 11 a.m. I actually had the day off from work. I woke up early. I got myself mentally prepared for the photo shoot. I wasn't feeling great. I started actually getting a cold in the middle of the week, and I think that was because of all the work that I was doing. My immune system just was shot. And because of all the depletion of the body, I just really wasn't feeling that great. I must have picked up some sort of a virus because I never get sick. I mean, I can't think of the last 5 years. I've never missed a day of work in the last 7 years, if that tells you anything. I very, very, very rarely get sick, but I was pretty sick. So I made sure the night before I got a good night of sleep. I woke up pretty early. I was consuming no water that day, but I was consuming just a little bit of carbs to start to fill out. And I got to the gym, which is MuscleWorks Fitness in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. My buddy Jason Morgan owns that gym, and he was very, very generous to let me go and do my shoot there. So I had the photographer meet me there. And here is the final results of the competition for me. So I had a bunch of photos taken. We used different backgrounds and different lighting schemes. And when I was pumping up before the workout, I just started noticing my body never looking like this in my life. I've had abs all week in the last 2 or 3 weeks, but they never had this sort of definition, and everything came together just absolutely perfectly. I was in a tremendous mindset. I just still maintained this unstoppable mindset throughout the entire shoot, and it was much harder than I thought it would be, probably because my body was so depleted. But standing there and flexing as hard as you can, every single muscle that was available, getting in the positions that were, best showing my physique. At the time, I knew that they were going to look okay. I knew that I got myself in my opinion, pretty good shape. And when I saw the photographs, I came to that realization where this is a possibility, where I've gotten in the greatest shape of my life, and I have a legitimate chance of winning this competition. So after the shoot, I came to the realization that this was all over. I did what I didn't think was possible. And I was really, really, really emotional at that moment. And part of that was probably because of the depletion and hormone changes throughout all the weight loss. But I realized that I had a dream and I had a goal, and I worked harder than I've ever worked before. And people that know me know how much of a hard worker I am. This is definitely the most dedicated I've ever been to something. 119 consecutive days of exercising and meticulous dieting and not missing any meals, and staying in that mindset, just absolutely knowing that this was possible. And one of the reasons that I started this channel was, to share some of the high points of this challenge, but also really, really share the low points. And really, this was my therapeutic way of sharing some of the struggles that I was going through. And by doing this week after week, I was coming up with strategy after strategy after strategy to make sure that I was constantly moving forward. And at any point that I had a little step back, I was taking two or three steps forward. If I had a little bit of a setback, I was making sure I was running forward again. And it all paid off in the end. So I really want to thank you guys for watching this video. My next video is going to be called The Secret to My Transformation. Now, there was something that I did differently in this transformation that I can truly attribute to my success, and it's not what you thought about. So if you really like this video, be sure to like this video, leave a comment in the comment box below, and subscribe to my channel. I am unstoppable. Be sure to watch out for this next video, and then there's going to be probably a few more videos after that, which is going to wrap up all my feelings about the competition. Thanks for watching, guys.